My name is Chelsea, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys and talk to you about something I'm very passionate about. It's called teen pregnancy. Today, I'm going to share with you why I'm so passionate about it, some factual information and statistics, and why you should consider saving sex for marriage. So a little bit about why I'm so passionate about it. So a little bit about my story. I was like most of you sitting here in health class. I had my own values and morals. I came from a Christian home. I felt like I was going to be saving sex for marriage. So every time the topic came up of safe sex practices or teen pregnancy, any stories, I literally just closed my ears and daydreamed. It was not something that I thought would be my story. However, it ended up being my story. I became a mom at the age of 16. I was your straight A student, your cheerleader, your basketball player, and this story of being a teen mom, I did not think it was going to be my story. I'm grateful for where I am today. It was because of family and their support and God's grace why I am here and speaking with you today. My facts and statistics don't line up exactly with what I'm going to be sharing with you. However, I want you to be open to hearing what I have to say today. Please don't be closed-minded, and just know that it really can happen to anybody without safe sex practices. And we'll be talking about 100% method that will work and why you should really consider using that method. So let's take a look at some factual information on teen pregnancy. So last year we hit an all-time record low on babies being born to teen moms ages 15 to 19 years old. There was 273 babies born. This was actually a 10% decrease from last year and an all-time record low. So we're moving in the right direction. However, this is still a lot of babies being born to teen moms. So we have a long ways to work on still. About 40% of high school students actually admit to having sex by the time that they graduate high school. I like this fact because I think there's a stigma out there that all teens are having sex. And this is not the case. By the time that teens graduate, there's still 50% of teens that are virgins by the time they graduate, and I think that's awesome news. 1 in 6 15-year-old females will become a mom by the age of her 20th birthday. To me, that's a lot of young moms becoming a mom. 3 out of 4 females and 1 out of 4 males wish they had waited to have sex. And I have to admit that that was me. I wish I had waited to have sex. I was too young, and I would be totally that statistic. Some more facts on teen moms and babies. Teen moms are actually less likely to receive prenatal care and are more likely to smoke during pregnancy. Why is this? Lack of education, and also they might not know that they're pregnant until later on. For me, I can relate and tell my story that I did not find out I was expecting until almost the 2nd trimester. So that prenatal care is so important in the 1st trimester, and a lot of young moms they don't know their cycles, they're not used to seeing what's going on, so that's the reason for that. The baby of a teen mom is less likely to be premature or a low birth weight. Only 50% of teen moms will get a high school diploma by the age of 22, and only a few will get a 2-year college degree by the age of 30. So it's very hard and challenging for moms to go on for their education after becoming a mom, as you can imagine. Poverty, lack of education and social support, greater maternal stress has all led to poor social and cognitive outcomes for children of teen moms. So the consequences of premarital sex. Obviously, the unplanned pregnancy would be a huge one. Not many young women have the social or financial support and just are not ready to become a mom. So they look at different options. If they're not ready to become a teen mom themselves, they might look at adoption, giving up their child, or abortion. And unfortunately, 20% of abortions that are done in the United States are to teen moms, and many do not understand the physical and emotional damage that is done to a woman who undergoes an abortion. It can lead to depression, suicidal thoughts, drug and alcohol abuse, and much more down the road if they do not seek forgiveness and healing on that type of event in their life. Lastly, 20 million new cases of STDs happen each year, and over half of that amount goes to just teens. So STDs, some they can last your entire life, some can lead to infertility issues. So this is a huge concern of unprotected sex and premarital sex. So now that you know some factual information, let's take a look at some factual information regarding birth control options. So we've all heard of the birth control pill and the condom. There's other things like the IUD or the patch or the vaginal ring. There's many options out there. However, the biggest thing is the consistency makes the outcome of the effectiveness of it being used. These statistics that I share with you are based on people that use it 100% of the time, how they're supposed to. And even with that, there's an 18% fail rate with a male condom and a 9% failure rate with their birth control. I will admit, I will tell you my story, that I was on the birth control pill. However, that effectiveness of taking it at the same time every day and taking it every day was not something that I was responsible enough for doing. And that's just with any other young, actually with any woman, sometimes that can be a real challenge. 50% of unintended pregnancies are due to contraceptive failure of inconsistent or incorrect use. There was a study done that actually showed that long-acting reversible birth control worked more effectively, so this would be like your implantable IUD. Those are some different options. So I would like to share with you a method that works 100% of the time. It's free, and 100% of the time is preventable for pregnancies and STDs and all of those things I just listed to you, and that's called abstinence. And that's what I want to encourage you all so much today on doing for yourself and some of the benefits I'm about to share with you. So 3% of Americans will actually wait to save sex for marriage. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, right? But that's 10 million Americans right now, today, waiting to save sex for marriage. I think that's awesome. 10 million people. 60% of women versus 40% of men will actually wait. Psychologists found that couples who waited until marriage reported having a 22% higher stability in their marriage, a 20% increased level of relationship satisfaction, and a 12% better communication, and 15% sexual quality. The benefits of waiting: you don't have to worry about having an unplanned pregnancy. You don't have to worry about that emotional connection being broken. There's actually a chemical released during sex called oxytocin, and once that chemical is released between two people, that emotional tie to break is so much stronger than if that was not released with one another. A clear conscience for yourself, for your belief system, for your parents, their expectations for you, and obviously not having to worry about any other complications such as STDs that we had talked about. So how to choose abstinence? A few things really quickly. I would encourage you to establish your ground rules up front. Let him or her know, hey, I'm saving sex for marriage. If that's not something for you, I'm okay with that. But that's something that I'm doing, and I just want to be upfront with you. Once that communication and that ground rules is set, it just takes so much stress off. And if that person's not okay with it, then that is not the person for you. No sleepovers Group dates are awesome to spend time with, not having to worry about that one-on-one connection. And also talk openly with a trusted parent or a sibling, older brother or sister, just to have that openness about. And I end with this picture of this young girl. It says, you're supposed to be changing the world, not changing diapers. And I just end that last thought for you guys. I know that when you engage in sexual activity, you're not thinking of the consequences. You're not thinking about unplanned pregnancy. And I just encourage you that you would take the words that I said today seriously and take it to your heart and think about this last quote, that now's the time to be changing the world, not diapers. Thank you.